So welcome back to another Xbox original video. So in my last video where I replaced some capacitors, I did mention that I was going to give the DVD drive a bit of an overhaul. Now over time these things do stick. The little rubber band inside gets greasy, expands, and just due to age just doesn't want to work anymore. So what we do is, I'm not going to replace it today because I haven't got a replacement. I'm just going to give the drive a good clean, and the band as well, give a good clean, all the cogs a bit of a good clean as well, and basically just get it up and running again. It does open, but sometimes it doesn't shut. So I thought, you know what, let's get it open and let's have a quick look at what's inside this Xbox. Right, so I've took the screws out, and by the magic of my hands, 1, 2, 3, it's open, it's open. Righty ho. So the first thing we want to do is disconnect the IDE and the power cable to the hard drive, and then we're going to unscrew the 2 bolts just here and then take out the drive. Right, so what you're going to need for this is a T10 screwdriver. So basically it's dead easy. We just pull out the IDE from the back, pull out the power, and twist it up there as well. Now this should just lift out. Here we go. And then we've got 2 bolts, one there and one there, and just basically unscrew them. And then the drive should just lift out. There we go. Obviously disconnect your IDE. Disconnect that. And away we go. Right, so we have a Samsung drive. Now I don't know what rev it is, but my mate said it was a Rev 3. So April 2003 when this drive was made. DVD-ROM drive model SDG605. Now it's in the cradle. All you got to do is just prise it on this side and it just falls right out to reveal. Just pretty much a standard PC drive, if I'm going to be honest with you. And then all we do is we just open it up from the bottom. There's 4 screws there, and then we just pull it off from the top. Now these screws are Phillips. So we do need a Phillips head, not unlike a bit of Phillips head. Put them screws to the side just so we don't lose them. And then we lift out the bottom part. There we go. Is that attached to the board? Let me see. Yeah, there we go. So that's your bottom piece. And we need to take off the top as well. So we're not going to replace any of these capacitors in here today because they look quite good. If they were slightly blown, I'd say replace them, but in all honesty, they seem quite nice to me then, so we'll just pop that back in there for a minute while we turn it over, and then we take off the top. The top is quite fiddly actually, to be honest with you. Have we got any screws in here? No, it's just clips. Pull the clips out and there we go. So what we're going to be focusing on is, as you can see there, it's slightly dusty, and we're going to open this up and we're just going to clean the belt and clean the rails and give it a good old dust down. So I'm just going to start with the underneath really and just give it a bit of a dust and a bit of a wipe from underneath. It's not that bad underneath, they don't really get that bad, to be honest with you. It's on the other side where they get the most dust and crap. So we're just going to give this a light dusting while we're here. Just get all the crap out, and then we're going to be focusing, as I say, on this side. Now depending on what drive you've got, as you can see, this drive is locked, so we need to get this open. Now the way to get it open is get a screwdriver, and there's a little white cog just there. You need to push that, and then it just comes open. And as we can see there, it reveals the belt. So that is the belt there. This is the problem with these Xboxes and the 360s as well. As I say, you can buy replacements, but you can just take them out like so without dropping it, and you can just give it a good old clean. So let's just test it. It's not too bad actually. It's a little bit stiff, but you put it in some warm water or boiling water, and then give it a good soak and a clean, and it should be back up to scratch. Now we've got this side as well now, which basically is just going to be getting all dusted off. So if we just start with this here and just get rid of all this crap on the actual tray itself. Now I don't know how well you can see this on camera, but most people think of the Xbox Original as being black. It's actually not. If you can just see the drive tray there, it's actually green or olive. So just give it a bloody good clean. Where the belt is as well, just give it a good old clean. I have got some compressed air as well, I'll use that in a minute. Just getting rid of all the residual crap at the moment. So on the sides as well. Make sure you get every inch of the tray, because if you don't, you're just going to have to reopen it and just, you know, just use a normal art brush. Pretty good for these things in my opinion. Just be careful not to go across the lens, because you could damage it and scratch it. So just be careful there when you go across that. Just check the mechanism as well. Yeah, it does need a little bit of grease or oil. Let's just close that a bit. Let's get in there. See close up there the wheel. Sorry, just hit the camera. So that's the wheel there, and obviously where the belt comes from. So get all the nooks and crannies in there. People do it different ways. This is the way, you know, I've done it. I always like a no-nonsense approach to these things. So that will need a bit of oil on the rails as well, but looking good, I think. Just get the dust out the grooves as well. Not that it makes any difference, like, but you know, it's all adds to the aesthetics. So that is a pretty clean tray in my opinion. So now I'm just going to wash the band, and then I'm going to oil it up, and I'll show you the final product working. Now this is part of the video where you're expecting me to pull out the best oil, the best cleaning products. Unfortunately not. So I've had a little scout around the house, and the only thing I can find is eardrops. Now eardrops or Otex is just olive oil. That will do. Do not use anything else but that. That will clear your ears and also clear your Xbox. So I was thinking, what goes with olive oil? What did the last use olive oil with? So let's have a bit of pasta with it. Why not just have a bit of pasta with this, and then basically just put your olive oil on like that in the dropper. Dink. Oh no, sorry. Right, so you're probably wondering, was that really necessary? And the answer is probably not. Anyway, it's all been cleaned off again, so not to worry. And I'm just going to use my dropper and a cotton bud as well. So basically I'm just going to go across the rails, little dabs on the rails like that, and then just ease them all across there like that, and then just move it up and down. And while I'm here with the other end, just slightly rub the laser and put some more on there. And then again, just move it up and down, like so. We get a nice even spread. Now I also do the underneath as well. So basically what I'll do, these little rails as well, just here, if I can just get this in camera and shot. So these as well, I'll grease these up. Ran out of oil. I need more oil. More eardrops, please, sir. More eardrops. Just put some in there on these little rails here, on there, and in there as well. Because essentially, you know, that's where it slides. I've locked it now, so I need to unlock it. There we go. And then basically, wherever it goes, just, you know, throw some in here as well. Like, I've been doing this for years, so it's no biggie, like, you know. The no-nonsense approach always works. Just put a little bit on these mechanisms here as well. Little sliders. There we go. And just give it a little bit of a little bit in there as well. And when that locks, nice, very nice. There's a cog there as well, just put a little bit on that, turn it over, and then I think we are good to go. I think any excess, obviously just wipe it off. I think I might have just gone a little bit mad here on there, but no, I think we should be okay. Just move them across just to make sure. These little cogs here. There. So let's try that. There we go. So the last thing we need to do is obviously replace the band as well. So I've just washed it in nice hot soapy water, so I'm just gonna dry it off and put it back on. Right, so band replacement. Basically, I like to get a little pair of tweezers, that, and basically put it underneath, and then just pull it and let it go. That's causing nice friction now. As you can see there, the belt is back on. So what you've got to do before you do anything can go any further is just make sure the belt is actually sat flat. So you need to be sat flat in there, and it needs to be flush with that one there. So I'm just going to give it a quick check. Although it feels and it looks correct, you know, you don't want to put your Xbox back together and find out that it still sticks. So we're just going to double check that one. So there's one thing I've noticed when the belt actually spins, it's just slightly, you can just see a little bow in it there, so it may have enlarged a little bit, but we won't find out until we put it back on. But it seems tight, and we just test this by just doing that. So it's quite tight. It's not, there's not a great deal of play in it. So as I say, yeah, it's just, as you can see there, yeah, it's nice. So we're going to put this back together now and see how it performs. Right, we're all back together. We're going to power this baby on. Disc tray open and disc tray closed. What I really should have done at the start of this video was showed you actually sticking, but you've just got to take my word for it, and you will know that these are notorious, and the 360s, for sticking. Oh. Right, so a little bit of Xbox Original DVD drive maintenance there. Thank you very much to Otex, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name? Siri.